Miami.
Camina. Rico, rico, rico. Y como dice mi coro que sigue ahí. Mucha mi salsa buena.
Oh yeah. I kind of did move to Miami for a little bit. I work remotely, so I was tired of looking at my walls at home. So I was like, let's get a change of scenery. Let's view Miami City skyline as my view working every day instead of just my pink walls at home. So I've actually been down here for a month, which is crazy. Like, it went by so fast. And so yeah, so I'm gonna break down everything, what my experience been like, what came down here, where will I go next to live, because I work remotely, I'm young, have no children, no responsibilities really, so this is a perfect time just to test out everywhere. So remember to like and subscribe, and we'll get into it. So I have a few questions that I wrote down for myself to just unpack this whole experience. So the first question is, why did I move to Miami? So I'm from New York, and fall, in my opinion, is the worst season ever. It does not fully commit to a weather. It rains all the time, it's gray, it's just so depressing. Seasonal depression is real and kicks my butt every single year. And I was like, I finally have the money to go out of this state during fall. Why on earth am I going to stay here? So next question is, what have I even been doing down here for a month? I came down here with no particular plan. I was just like, let's see what happens, and I have done so much. I'm honestly so tired all the time because when I'm home, I don't feel the need to like do something like every single day or even every weekend. But here, because I'm here, I'm like, no, I want to see what the city has to offer, and I'm just like, go, 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 go. Done a lot of water and outdoors activities. So first thing on my to-do list was the Everglades National Park. I saw alligators. I was on an airboat. It was so cool. So cool, like seeing alligators. But right now they're actually pretty calm. Because it's getting like colder weather, and fun fact, they can't digest food when it's colder, so they have to just like mellow out so they're not using up all of their energy. And besides that, I went paddleboarding, I did yoga on paddleboard, I went kayaking with manatees. I didn't even know what a manatee was before coming to Florida. Right next to me, right underneath me. They're so close, but they're such calm creatures. It was absolutely amazing. Like, only something I can do here. I can't do that in New York. Manatees don't exist there. So yeah, so that was really awesome. What else have I done? Oh my god, I went sailing and I did like a trapeze sailing where I was like attached to the side, and from the whole way, like back, like I was in that position for like 30-40 minutes, just like hanging off of the sailboat, which was amazing. The photos look fantastic. I was like, I can't believe that I did that. Like, just expanding your horizons is just so important. And I did that by myself. And I met, I was with a Venezuelan couple, and then how they left Venezuela, went to Argentina, and then came to America. And this is their story of trying to get away from corrupt governments, and just an opportunity just to learn about different cultures. And I do know about these governments in Latin America and in the Caribbean, but it's different when you're hearing real life people, not just in your history textbook, tell you about what their experiences are in other countries. And it also just reminds you of, yes, America does suck, but we are also very privileged to be here. Like other countries, we don't have the freedom to say this is something wrong with the government and speak out and make improvements. So it's just great to have that communication with other people. So Miami has a very big Latin influence, so I took that opportunity to be like, let me do a salsa and bachata class. My moves are so good now that when I went to a salsa festival and Cuban bar in Little Havana, I had people thinking that I was Dominican or Cuban because my dance skills were so on point. I was like, thank you. I've been trying in these classes because I took them for a month. Like when I went to the salsa festival and actually like had like their moves, like the back rock, their basic, like, and just knowing like just the foundational steps and just being able to do that, and I felt like so at home. It was just a magical experience, the salsa festival. I love dancing, and I just love that I was able to do it for a different culture, and you know, you can really connect to a group of people through music and through dance. So I found that like so amazing that I came to Miami and like experiencing something different, and I was a little nervous by going by myself. I was like, oh my god, these are partner dances. Like this isn't just like me by myself. I have to dance with someone. What if everyone has partners? Spoiler, we rotate partners, so like even if you came with someone, it doesn't matter, like we're all just like rotating, which is really comforting for people coming alone, which a lot of people do go alone. But sorry, my point, I made a friend there, and I've actually hung out with her quite frequently, and then she introduced me to another friend she knows down here, and then another friend of theirs like came and visited. So I'm just expanding my horizons of people, and I was like, oh my god, this is the amazing things when you do things by yourself. It just makes you more open to making friends, because when you go there with someone, you're just going to talk to that person. You're not necessarily going to go out of your way to talk to people. But if you're by yourself, you're like, why not? Like, let's just chit chat, you know? So I'm so happy I did that. We went out to the salsa festival together and the Cuban bar, and just been having some great experiences. And that's what happens when you put yourself out of your comfort zone, because I was so nervous about going to class, kind of nervous about like traveling to Miami by myself, but I'm actually having like once in a lifetime like experiences. And so I just talked about what I have been doing, like the physical activities, but how have I been feeling in Miami? The most important question. Well, absolutely amazing. Obviously still ranges of emotions, not saying like, oh my god, every single day is perfect, never a single negative emotion. So I've been in New York my entire life, and you just, I don't know, like when people talk about like going somewhere else for a fresh start, I'm like, really? Like, why do you need to be in a new place to have that fresh start? Like, can't you just be in your same place but just change who you talk to, you know? But there is something about moving where you are physically to just clear your mind. Like here, I'm coming off purely from scratch. I have no friends, I have no connections in Miami, no expectations for people in Miami, family, friends, any of that, you know? I'm just coming purely from scratch and just seeing, I'm just open to all the possibilities. Whereas when you are in a place that you've grown up, you've been your entire life, there is definitely emotional triggers tied to specific locations where you've gone like, oh wow, like I used to be at this place with somebody, or like, oh, this is where we always hung out, or we did things, and you just remember a lot. Versus if I'm in a brand new city, none of these buildings mean anything to me. None of these places mean anything to me. So freeing, knowing that you know no one owes you nothing, like you are just free, your time is completely your own. Because at times, I will overextend myself for people, so then it's nice being in a place where it is impossible to overextend myself, because I know no one, so no one can ask me for anything. And having my own space too, it's just so much freedom just to think. And I am an overthinker, but all of my thinking here, I would say, for the most part, obviously, an overthinker doesn't stop overthinking, but overall, my thinking has been very productive. I've been really like looking inside of myself, doing that shadow work, doing that internal thought of like, how can I be a better person? But coming down here, I even went to church every single week. Because I was like, well, I have endless time anyway. I have no one, like family to hang out with, friends or anything. So why not just like try out this church, reading my Bible, and just like trying to have that relationship with God, like independently of like a church or religion or everything. And so in like my journaling and shadow work, I've come to the conclusion for me is that the only thing, person, entity that I need is God. Now, do I still want connections with other humans around me? Of course, but I shouldn't need any other human, because humans will disappoint you, which is a lesson, which is why I needed to just be in my own space here, just like get away from life for a little bit. Not that I don't like still talk to family, friends and all that jazz, but like just being in a different state really can change your state of mind, which is like bizarre, but it's just been so fantastic and just giving me a lot of clarity and peace. So hopefully once I go back, like I can hold on to this and take the tools and the knowledge and the epiphanies that I've had down here and put that to play. Like, it doesn't matter where you are, this is still true. I feel like I'm my best self down here. I just feel like I'm growing. I feel like having more boundaries, saying no more. This isn't just this trip, but like I'm just working on that process and just being content with myself. You know, you don't need anyone else, and because people are going to disappoint you, and just putting all of your stock into another human is just a waste of time and is setting yourself up for failure. So I'd rather put all that stock into God. That's the conclusion that I've come to here. So it's very refreshing to gain a new perspective. So next question is, would I permanently move to Miami? Yes, yes, yes. I love it here so much. I love the Latin and Caribbean culture that is so strong down here. The only thing that's stopping me from making this a permanent move is that I don't want to pay permanent rent. I don't want that type of responsibilities. I still have a lot of traveling that I want to do. But if my money was taken up in rent, then I wouldn't be able to travel as frequently and save as aggressively. So I will continue to live at home for a bit, but where will I go next? Because I definitely will move somewhere else for a month. The world is vast. There's so many places to see, cultures to be immersed into, and I'm excited what life has to offer. So I hope that you take away from this that if you want to go on a solo trip, do it. If you want to move somewhere by yourself, do it. If you want to work remotely from somewhere else, do it. Do not limit yourself in this life. We only live once, YOLO. So do whatever you want. Do things that make you fearful, that gets you out of your comfort zone. That's how you grow, by stepping outside of your comfort zone.
Sentimiento y manana te lo voy a dar. Muévese con sabrosura.